Hey everybody, Dan here with Fin Feather for Outfitters. Today we're looking at a Ruger Mark IV. And if there was ever a popular 22 long rifle handgun, this would be it. Are you aware Ruger makes 8 different versions of the Mark IV? This is called the Tactical. It's very tactical. We're going to get into it, so let's do it. Ruger Mark IV 2245 Tactical. The reason they call it a 2245, and they're not all considered 2245s, is because it's a 22 long rifle, that's obvious, but it also has a 1911 grip angle. And I love 1911s. If you're a fan of shooting 1911s, you may like the grip angle of the 2245. In this case, it's the Tactical. Some of the other Mark IV's angles much more slanted, not like this. So I really dig it. The front strap is textured. Same with the back strap. And then it has a 1911 style grip. Bit grippy, rubbery. Ambidextrous thumb safety. You'll see that on both sides. It has a 4.4 inch threaded barrel with 1/2 by 28 threads. And if you look at the adjustable rear sight, it is blacked out. A blacked out front sight, but they are tall because you have this long rail here and you could mount a variety of optics. The hammer forged, cold hammer forged barrel as well. I wanted to slip that in there, but you could mount a variety of optics. And if you decide to go with iron sights, you could do that, no problem. But this is the Tactical model. You have to mount an optic on it, just in my opinion. Perhaps you're not into optical or reflex sight shooting, but this might be a good way to get you involved. And then you can put a light right here. Some people use lasers, some people use light laser combinations. And you put the package together and it is pretty tactical. And you can see right there it says Tactical. A lot you can do with this, and I'd love to run a can with this. This was the premier handgun to run a 22 long rifle can. I have a 22 long rifle can. Awesome. The charging is right there, the charger. And then you have the slide stop right here. I mentioned ambidextrous thumb safety. One of the things that people struggled with, at least in the past, was the disassemble with this. They said the disassemble on the Ruger Mark IV is horrendous. They absolutely hated it. Well, Ruger made appropriate changes, and they certainly did that, and we'll check clear here. And it does ship with 2 10-round mags, and I'll just show you the case before we get into the field strip, because Ruger made some huge improvements. And in the case, it's a large case for a full-size handgun. You have the user's manual, a lock, and an additional 10-round mag. The MSRP on this is $669, but you could shave $130 off by purchasing this from the Fin, which I highly recommend. Polymer frame, the upper is heavy, but to disassemble, it's a simple process. Ruger installed a button right there, and all you do is push on that button, pull up, and off comes the lower and then the upper. And then you can simply take out the bolt just by pulling it out, just like that. There's your recoil spring guide rod assembly. That will come out as well. Very simple. I had it out. I didn't want to do it because I don't have the dexterity to put it back in on camera. But you clean it there. You can run a board brush through there. Clean the internals just by a Q-tip, a long Q-tip, one of those. I've got those in my cleaning kit. You put the bolt back in. Now, in order to reassemble, you have to have the thumb safety engaged. If the thumb safety is not engaged, then it's not going to work. And then you're going to take this pivot point right there and that bolt that goes through and get that in there nice and tight. And then once you have it like this, just push it down, and then you can disengage the thumb safety. What a cool handgun this is. It's expensive, but this is the Tactical model. Some of the other ones aren't as pricey. You know, with the threaded barrel and the cold hammer forged barrel, and the upper is super cool. I'm going to go ahead and dry fire it. Well, it does have magazine disconnect. Forgot to mention that. And we'll go ahead and do this. Oh, that's a bit stiff. I'll dry fire it with a reset. Oh, I'll have to hit this down again. Right there. Alright, so I made my point. But the Ruger Mark IV, it's a bit heavy. Let's go ahead and get a quick weight on this, because I want to see. Inquiring minds want to know. The weight is unloaded 32.9 ounces, so just shy of 33 ounces. So it does have some weight behind it. It's a bit pricey, but if you want a great, and I've shot several of these, by the way, if you want a great 22 long rifle handgun, you may have just found it right here. Ruger 2245 Tactical Mark IV. Many models. I said there was 8. And this is the one that I think is the coolest. Many different color options available. They have them in red. They have a light model with some cuts in the forend. This is the tactical model, and I think it just works. Once again, Dan here with Fin Feather for Outfitters. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.